Tough defeat to take on the road. What do you make of it?
Yeah, we've been here a few times, haven't we? Yeah, I just thought a pretty poor start again. We've done that too often. They started on the front foot, which I expected. We even heard them saying it before the start of the game, and obviously they'd have looked at our recent record, so we've only got ourselves to blame. We know exactly what's coming, and we just didn't start well. And it's like, you know, you keep looking at yourself and what you're doing, what you could do better, and I don't know what to say at the moment. It's just another really poor start. I thought after the initial sort of 20, maybe 25 minutes, I thought we sort of grew into the game and played all right after that. Had a few chances, hit the post, and then second half again we come out, I thought, really slow again. First sort of five minutes of the start of the second half, and then again grew into the game. Luke has a what I think is a penalty, but obviously it wasn't given, so you've got to move on from that. And then again we just get punished for a mistake, which seems to be where we're at the moment. And then obviously they go 2-0 up. So yeah, just another frustrating day at the office, unfortunately.
Do you see it, despite the fact that it's now 5 defeats on the trot, do you see it as an encouraging performance?
I don't know. It's difficult to say. Like I've just said in the change room to the lads, you know, at the end of the day, we can't hide away from the run we're on, and we can't try and put our arm round and cuddle people. You know, we are where we are, so we've got to deal with it. If confidence is low, the only way you change that is by, you know, stepping up and, like I said, as old school as it sounds, work harder, run faster, run more, you know, and hope things start breaking for you. And like I said, at the moment things aren't breaking for us, but I don't think, you know, we put another, you know, 65-minute game in. It's not good enough. You're not going to get results doing that. So at the moment we're just not doing enough in games. I think the majority of the time we play reasonably well in patches, but just don't do enough. It's like last week against Kings Langley. We've had 20-25 minutes at the start of the second half. It's cost us the game. You know, you can't do that. You won't get away with it at this level of football. You've got to perform for 95 minutes, simple as that. And at the moment we're not doing that.
And another player serving another suspension patch today. Yeah,
well that's sort of the final kick in the teeth, really. And to be honest with you, look, the run we're on has got nothing to do with the officials. But again, I thought the officials were so inconsistent today. We've had 2 players that have been slammed into the hoardings, and I'm not saying they should be booked or all the rest of it, but they weren't even spoken to. Their players weren't even spoken to, and then he couldn't wait to get the second yellow card out on Patch. And has he touched him? Yeah, he's touched him so minimal. It's so minimal, it's ridiculous. So look, and like I said, Luke's penalty, I just think massively inconsistent again. But you can't blame officials. Look, we haven't lost 5 games on the bounce because of officials. Simple as that. So we have to look at ourselves. But yeah, they're frustrating for me. And you know, and again, it's going to be a miss because obviously Patch is a good player, as you've seen today. I thought he had a good game today.
It's just one of those days when you're in that run that it just doesn't go for you.
Yeah, well, like I said, you know, the definition of madness is turning up, doing the same thing and expecting different results. It's not, you know, we're on that type of run where no one's going to give us anything. You don't get handed anything in life. You have to work, you have to slog. So, you know, as a team, as a collective, whether it's me and Kev, whether it's the players, you know, we've got to stick together, and the supporters within that as well. We've got to stick together. We've got to work even harder, and look, and it will change. You know, I've been involved in football long enough. When you're on a bad run, the one guarantee is that it will change and it will turn, but it won't turn without you making it turn. And likewise, when you're on a good run, you know that's going to end as well, because you know football's not just one complete curve upwards. It never is. You know, there's plenty of ups and downs, and you have to roll with the punches. But what you have to be is resilient. And I think at the moment we need to be more resilient. I don't think at the moment we're showing enough at times that will get us a result, and clearly we're not, because we've lost 5 on the bounce, so we can't be.
It's a absolutely massive game on Tuesday against Rushden. How important is that game?
Well,
now?
It's huge, obviously, because you know we need to end a losing run, and obviously they're below us in the table. But again, you know, even if we roll on and beat Rushden Tuesday, that ain't enough on its own. You know, we've got ourselves in a position now where we need to win multiple games, not 1 or 2 here and there. So we need to get on a winning run, and as soon as possible. It doesn't matter who's coming up Tuesday. Tuesday's massive, regardless of who it is. It's at home. We've lost 5 on a bounce. We have to put it right, and that's as simple as that. It wouldn't matter who we're playing. We've you know, Tuesday's a must-win. Simple as that.
I know this is if, buts and maybes and a bit early to say, but do you see if we can get a win on the board that it being a catalyst?
Look, you can see confidence is low. There's no doubt about that, and that's not me putting excuses in there. That's not me hiding away from the results or anything. But you can see confidence is a little bit low. But like I said again, you know, it is what it is. They're all grown adults in there. You know, same as me and Kev are. You have to take the punches on the nose and you have to react to it, and that's what we have to do. And the players have got to do the same. So, you know, as much as confidence clearly isn't going to be at its highest point because we've lost 5 on the bounce, you know, what do? Moan, cry about it, and then lose 6 on the bounce. So you know, you have to step up, and you have to react. And like I said, like we've just said in the change room there, the one thing Tuesday we've got to do is play a 95-minute game. It's as simple as that. We've got to start well. We've got to be good in the middle, and we've got to be good at the end. It's as simple as that. And you know, as basic as that sounds, that's the kind of, when you're on those runs, you have to control the controllables. And what I mean by that is control how we perform. We can't control the other team, but we can go out there and perform how we can, and that means putting on a 95-minute game.
Cheers, Tom.
Cheers.
First of all, what do you make of today's game?
Disappointing, really disappointing with you know, some of the chances we had. We conceded early, and you know, we were on top for large periods of spells, and on another day could have got a 1-1. Whilst we were on top at 1-0, they just, you know, caught us on the counter attack, which can happen when you're pushing for that equaliser, which is a shame. But we've got to go again Tuesday. Massive game now Tuesday. Need the 3 points.
Encouraging performance today, despite the fact of the run of defeats.
Sorry, say again.
Encouraging performance today, despite the run of defeats.
Yeah, I think so. There's some good positives to take, and the lads, you know, great group of lads, just got to stick together now, and we will bounce back. Yeah.
It's now your 4th game for the club now. How are you settling in so far?
Yeah, amazing. The lads are unbelievable. The coaching staff, unbelievable. Like I say, great group of lads. And for whatever reason, it's just not clicking at the moment, the results. But I'm certain that will change with the group we've got.
So how did you join the club come about then?
Just from, I've known Kev and Tom over the last few seasons, playing against them loads, and I know a few of the lads here already. And I've always loved the way that Needham style, the way they play football. So it was a no-brainer, really, when it came about.
And yeah, having played against us from a few occasions,
Yeah.
How does it feel to now be playing for us?
Yeah, brilliant. I couldn't be happier. Like I said many times, great group of lads. And it's just the final end product at the moment that isn't going our way. Things aren't dropping for us, but it will change. I'm certain it will change if we stick together, keep working hard. Things will change.
And it's a massive game on Tuesday at home to Rushden. Like, a win is virtually a must at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And I believe we can do that. We're good enough to do that. We were good enough today to get a win. If we hadn't have started so slowly, you know, we have to come Tuesday and start for like the periods of spells we were showing today. If we can start like that, we'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah, we had chances.
Yep.
Like Luke had a couple of shots saved. Shots go just wide. McGrath hit the post. Do you think?
Yeah. So like them chances, they're just not. It can happen sometimes where they're not going in, but we are creating them. And I do believe that will change for us.
Yeah, it's one of those times where, because of like how it's going for us, it just goes against us almost.
Yeah, that can always happen, and I hate to mention it, but today the ref's decisions against us were just unbelievable. Luke's come out second half and he's been elbowed straight in the face, which is a clear red card, and ref's told me he's seen it, giving him a yellow card, which is just, you know, outrageous. And things like that can change games. Whilst we were on top as well, we were on top about 20 minutes in the second half, and things like that can happen.
Cheers, Dylan. Disappointing defeat on the road. What do you make of it?
Yeah, no, I think it's an enjoyable game, but definitely a tough one. Yeah, they were a physical side and they took their couple of chances that they had, really. But yeah, the first 20 minutes, I think we just killed ourselves, to be honest, and it was difficult to get back into it.
Yeah, like you say, we had chances, especially you had a couple of shots that on another day probably go in.
Yeah, definitely. I just turned on a couple, tried to catch them out, hit him early, sort of edge of the box, and yeah, he's made a couple of good saves. But 100% we've had enough chances, especially from corners as well, to at least get a point out of it, I think.
It's one of those where the form that we've been in, it just doesn't go for you sometimes.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that happens all the time in football, like you say. When you're on a run like that, it's really, really difficult. Things don't go for you. But yeah, one result, turn it around, and then all of a sudden, upwards curve. So, I think we'll be fine. Definitely got the players to do it.
Definitely. And how have you found your first game so far?
Yeah, like I said, it was obviously disappointing to lose, but in terms of obviously travelling there with the boys, actually sort of being in and around them and playing, it was really, really enjoyable. It's a good bunch of lads. So yeah, I think we'll do well. We just need that one win, and then yeah, we'll be fine.
100%. And how did you joining the club come about?
Bit of a random one, really. I mean, I know D.Williams like relatively well. He came here a couple of weeks ago, and then yeah, he dropped me a message. Heard you might need a striker, so yeah, spoke to Kevin, kind of sorted it out. So yeah, came out of the blue really, but no, I really enjoy it. It's a good group.
Agent Williams to the rescue.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I noticed you'd obviously played for Hitchin before, so you've got experience from this level, so it didn't daunt you at all then?
No, not at all. No, I really enjoyed it at Hitchin. Yeah, it's a nice league to play, and I like sort of the style of football, and the standard of football is really good. Yeah, I had to move for sort of work reasons, be a little bit closer to home, but yeah, now it's perfect timing really, so good to be back playing in this.
Definitely, and from what I've seen so far, I definitely think you're settling quite well here.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Hopefully, start knocking in some goals soon.
And Tuesday, hopefully, be the ideal start to do it, the time to do it, with being the run we're in. And obviously you coming in has, I think, given us a bit of a lift today, so yeah. Yeah,
no, I appreciate it. Like you say, get a couple of goals, win on Tuesday, spirits are lifted, and then we'll be fine.
Yeah, definitely. And with it being against the side, against Rushden, that are blasting the table, it makes it all that more important, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously want to keep them down there and start to separate ourselves a bit, but yeah, there's plenty of games, so it's not something I'm too worried about.
And the striker's dream is to get his career off with a new club, off to a running goal-scoring start at home as well.
Yeah, 100%. It'll be nice, but I think the main thing, as long as we win, do my bit, then I'll be happy.
You seem very up of spirits after the fact that sometimes with a game like today, it can be easy to think, and start panicking, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think positives in everything. So easy to look at negatives, but you do that for too long, then it's only going to end up one way. So take the good bits, roll it into Tuesday, and we'll be fine.